Chapter 95. The Bounty Hunters. Have to admit those girls do know how to have fun, Bike remarks as he and the rest of the guys watch over the gang of bikers swarm onto the hijacked van and force it to the ground. Most of the gang are circling above like vultures. The thieves are torn out of the vehicle and tied up as one of the girls pulls out a slip of paper and informs the people of the situation. It's still brutal and massively over-aggressive for a police action, but it's better than a person getting outright shot as would be expected in this situation. The girls then pass the next part of their unspoken test with flying colors. They straight up escort the hijacked van all the way to its actual destination, unaware of the watching bounty hunters. Of course then, they immediately patronize the bar they just returned the stolen booze to. Looks like things are sticking fairly well. I'd say that we're done here. Well, it was nice to have a sort of ground base for a while. The ship's fine and all, but there's something about natural gravity, you know? The Hat notes casually as he continues to work the massively hard chrome scales from the Carnex into his next chapeau. That's in your head, big man. I haven't sensed a thing, Mustard remarks. No, that's what's in your head. The Hat lobbies back and there are numerous snorts of amusement at the return of the old argument. Anyways, gentlemen, we're done here. Our new toys are on the ship. Our loot is just waiting for a spit shine and a buyer, meaning we're in the market for a new job. Pukey remarks as he pulls out a small projector linked up to his communicator. Okay, within about a month's travel, we've got way too much to do, narrowing it down. He notes when a massive list of different bounties in bullet form shoot by too fast to be read or even really be anything other than an incomprehensible blur. God damn this galaxy. We need more law enforcement out here. Airfarce notes as he glances back from the controls of the mobile observation platform. Yay, let's narrow the search parameters. Any suggestions, boys? Tropical worlds? Cold ones? How about a full-on space station? We've seen big ships in more than a few different worlds, but no straight-up space station yet. J3 remarks as he casually watches a shifty-looking piece of work slink her way up to one of the gang vigilante cops' air bike before the girl barrels out of the bar and chases the figure off. He clucks his tongue. Fuck all left for us to do. Any more interference will just cause more trouble than it solves. All right, hang on just a... Pukey remarks, and the list has been narrowed down to a few hundred large bounties with thousands upon thousands of small ones. What's the search parameter? Tang asks. A day's travel from a space station that's within a week's travel of this place. Pukey responds before fiddling with the data a bit. A quarter of the list is highlighted at seemingly random. If we want to spend time with more humans, then these ones would be a good idea. The station known as Octoran Spin, run by a... how do you pronounce this? A Menenmi? Menenmi? That feels kind of weird to say. What is it? Octopus woman, or rather a completely bald woman with 8 tentacles coming out the back of her head. They come in a variety of flavors such as grape, strawberry, blueberry, and kiwi apparently. Each tentacle is fully articulate and capable of gripping, manipulating with even more dexterity, but less force than their arms. These people can accurately shoot 10 guns at once and are well-known multitaskers. Let's see, BCC 1-100-3, or bipedal cephalopod carnivore. Apparently, certain chemicals can cause them to change colors if ingested, and they get spotty in the in-between states. Pukey remarks, bringing up the image of the head-tentacled woman glancing coyly back at the camera. What do we know about the one owning Octoran Spin? Airfarce asks casually. Lessa, her name is Minnesy, signed up for the EFL on the recommendation of the boss of Ashen Duck's Willow Spoke. Apparently there's a little club of people that are evolved from 8-limbed creatures. Willow's a spider, in particular a giant trapdoor spider woman, and Minnesy's an octopus. Pukey reads out. Why? Why what? Why a club about evolving from creatures with such an arbitrary commonality? It's like opening a club where only primates can join. All of freaking humanity is part of that. A club's supposed to be exclusive, right? Tang asks. Ask not how the mind of the alien works, for alien it truly is. Pukey remarks as he scans through the top bounties. From the looks of things, Octorin Spin is neutral ground. No hunting there. Of course, anyone trying any funny stuff is going out the airlock without a pressure suit, but that's how it rolls on a pirate station. Really? What about our own guys on that place? Station complement of 25 men. Most of these boys were in logistical and maintenance roles, but we've got a couple borderline commandos. Hang on, There we go, the reports from the station itself. The thirst is everywhere. Tang reads out in an amused tone. I got you beat, Mr. T says before coughing into his fist. It's Night of the Living Whores. He reads out and there are amused snorts all around. Well, it would be an estrogen ocean considering that most men in criminal organizations tend to be either the plotters, hackers, or the dance through the lasers thief, Tang remarks. Oh dude, no. I did not need to imagine us doing that. The hat groans out loud, while oiled up and clean-shaven so that not even a single hair gets... Mustard continues in a mocking tone before dodging a swing from the larger man. Missed. Okay, settle down. We doing a planet or a station for the next little bundle of jobs? Pukey asks, and the boys glance at each other. Planet, says the hat, J3 and Tang. Station, says Mustard, Itchy, Dong, Mr. T, Air Farce, and Bike. Station has it. We're hitting up Octorin Spin. Bike, you need to do some research on how their security and registration systems work. The station may be neutral ground, but there's nothing against pouncing on the bastards after they leave or following them home. Ja, mein Herr? The man replies as he pulls out his communicator and begins going into the actual model and serial number of the station as his starting point for research. Itchy, J3, Tang. We need emergency weapons, non-lethal ones that won't get us in shit to be caught with. Sounds like it's flashbang time. I'll check our stores of the toys and see about making more, Itchy says with a thumbs up. Beanbag and rubber rounds may not have the kick we're used to, but people get really polite and cooperative when they start flying, Tang remarks and J3 nods. Something up? He's developed a pretty strong rapport with his fellow sniper. Paint rounds. I'll see if we can't get something we can track into the mix or if we can get something that leaves a big mess. It'd be a great way to screw with cameras and the targeting of things we want to take down intact. He remarks as he starts considering things. You thinking you want to appropriate some power armor? Pukey asks, and J3 nods again. Yay. A lot of the on-the-market and black market weapons are made to integrate with power armor or with small-scale vehicles. Actually having a power walker to use the local ordnance for more than 1 or 2 shots would be very useful. The sniper answers. I still got that air bike the girls helped me slap together. It's got no less than 4 slots for mounting heavy weapons on it, and an entire slave system so the controls are always in reach. 1 button for the left side, another for the right. Dirt easy. Air Farce remarks. Yes. Well, not all of us can land a jet on top of a doghouse for kicks. Getting some mech suits to at least back-engineer their power cells so we can use the heavy lasers and plasma without running out every 4 or 5 shots is a good idea. The hat considers. Anything else on the shopping list, gents? We've got the universal silencers from Frankie Boy as well as his shield rings. We've also been building a bigger and bigger armory and garage of all the toys we've been confiscating when the police weren't looking, Pukey asks, and there's some consideration. We've got a fair number of vehicles and weapons, especially with the Chainbreaker as a mobile base, but I think what we need most are friends. We've made good impressions generally wherever we went, but we seriously need to get some more contacts. We can only get so much information from on-the-ground study and hiring experts. Our detective skills are decent, but we need to put together a system on figuring out who to bribe how much to bribe them by, and when to do it so we can hunt things down all the quicker. Dong says after a bit, and everyone gives him a surprised look. What? My dad's a lawyer. He deals with cops and PIs all the time. I learned a lot just from the times they bitched about the worst parts of the job. Fair enough. We've got more than acceptable tracking abilities, but we cut it close a few times. The Sonic Slayers was as much a lucky find as anything else. Dong, your mission is to get what we need so that an ambush like we pulled against those psychos is not a matter of luck but inevitability. Pukey orders. K. That's going to mean I'll be slumming hard and fast all over the grungier parts of town so I can see how much it stacks up against or matches the underlife of Earth. Figure out what an alien snitch looks like. Dong muses. Shouldn't be too hard, but I'll want someone nearby just in case the shit hits the fan. Got anything quicker? J3 asks blithely. Torture? Dong offers. How about something less objectionable? Mr. T asks. Oh, sorry, I meant kinetic information retrieval. Dong answers with a big smile on his face. We're not beating information out of people, you fucking cretin, Pookie says around a chuckle. Then I'm afraid it's boots to the ground legwork and talky stuff, which can take a while, Dong remarks. That's that then. We're out of Vuxa and heading to the Octaran Spin space station. It's apparently in the Barjop system. The hell language is that? Pukey's announcement derails as the name of the place in question baffles him and he takes a look. Oh, all right. Stone Place in an old dialect of the Shar-B. We haven't really bumped into the bee people yet. Pukey, there's a stupid number of species. Of course we haven't met them all yet, the Hat says as Airfar starts slowly moving the platform again. Anyways, our observations are done. The girls are willing to play ball, and that's all we needed to figure out. That we had time to discuss our next move is just a boon. We report into the... Are they really pirates anymore? Anyways, we report into the pirate wranglers, say our goodbyes, and double-check that we've got everything before buggering off. The platform starts to move far and fast as basic barriers stop the high winds from blasting the men off as they start tying things down and latching them into place as well. Well, boys, this is our last day on Vuxa. Say your goodbyes and get ready. We've got more fun ahead.